Hey Tamirys, how's it going?
Hey Hannah, everything's fine, and you?
Good, doing well. How's your weekend? Did you rest up?
Yeah, it was perfect. Meeting up with some friends, family. It was very good.
Nice, awesome. Tamirys, tell me a little bit about your English journey. How did you start learning English? When did you start learning English? Tell me a bit about that process.
Okay. And so I've been learning English since I was a teenager, actually. But first of all, when I was a teenager, I studied at English schools here in Brazil with Brazilian teachers, like teaching English for Brazilians. And then like I stopped for a while, and then I returned studying the language with native teachers like you. And I think that's the main difference, because you really like when you learn English with native speakers, I think we can like improve your accent and the way you speak.
Yeah.
So I think it's very good to have classes with a native teacher.
Awesome. Yeah. What about I remember because we kind of met when you were applying for a job for an international company. So how was it? How what can you tell me about our experience together? Like what did we do in order for you to prepare for your job interview, and how did you feel like it helped you?
Um, First of all, I think I could improve my English based on the questions that they probably would ask me. And I feel that training a little bit before the interview really, I felt more confident,
Yeah.
more comfortable speaking the language. And also the company is an Australian company, so I think like having this kind of interview training with you helped me with the accent, because it's very particular, right? It's very different, the Australian and the accent based on the accent that I've always learned English and based on the American accent.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're used to the American accent, right?
Yes, exactly. And also like I watch series and songs, like it's very American accent. So I think this interview training with you really helped me with the Australian accent.
Yeah.
And to feel like more uncomfortable speaking the language as well. So
Yeah. You got the job
yeah.
after it, so you did a really great job.
Yeah, I got the job, and I'm here
Amazing.
like speaking with Australians and people from all over the world, like from Netherlands and from Singapore.
Nice.
So I now I feel more comfortable. But it's a challenge for a Brazilian, like living in Brazil. I've never lived abroad. Like speaking every day with native people, it's really a challenge.
Yeah.
But I like challenges, so
It's a
I
good
think,
thing. It's a
yeah,
win-win, right?
exactly. I think it's a win-win.
Yeah. And I think in our lessons as well, we go over some of these challenges that you're facing. Like if you're having problems in maybe conducting a meeting or writing a report or something along those lines, we kind of work on that. Like we still work together, and you're always looking to improve, and you're always trying to brush up on your skills and become even better. You already speak really well. And now it's just a matter of like making sure that you become even better and you become more like a natural speaker, and you learn more vocabulary and phrases and things related to business English as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the good thing of learning English with you and improving the language is that you are very accessible. So when I have like questions or doubts about sentence, or how can I say it in a native way, right? Not a Brazilian way.
Yeah.
So you are always like there for me, helping me through WhatsApp or email or whatever it is. So I think this kind of things, it really a big difference between like other coaches or English schools. They are not that accessible, and I think it's really good to count on you in this situation. So thank you.
Perfect. Happy to hear that. And congrats on the job as well. One last question. What's kind of what is something that you would say is, what's the best thing about working for an international company, or what's the difference? Like if someone's watching this and they're thinking about applying for an international company or working for a company abroad, what would you say to them? Like, what are the benefits? What are the changes that have happened in your life from this?
Yeah, I think first of all, being in touch with a lot of different cultures and way of thinking, right? Because you are working with Singapore, in my case, Singaporean, Australian, and British and French people. So it's different cultures, different way of thinking. So one of them are more creative, and the other one are more like
analytical, maybe.
Analytical, exactly. So I think it's one thing that it's good. So you always want to improve yourself, to be like them, right? To being on the same level. And also practicing the language every day. So writing and talking and speaking every day. So in my case, I have a lot of meetings with them every day. One thing that is not that good is the time zone, because I have like meetings during the night or very early in the morning. For example, some days like at 6 a.m. and some days at 10 p.m. But I think it's part of the game, right?
Yes. It depends on the country as well, like where you're based. Because your company is based in Australia, the time zone there's a very big difference. In America or Canada or in England, it's a bit easier. They're just a few hours behind.
Exactly. I think it depends on where your company is based, for sure. Mine is in Australia and Singapore, so the other side of the
world. Exactly.
So,
and a lot of doors have opened up for you. Like you recently went to Singapore and you were able to meet your colleagues and visit them, which is great.
Exactly. I think the travel is one of the benefits, because you have the opportunity to go to the company's headquarters, for example, and meeting your colleagues in person. That is a big difference. In my case, I just work with them like through the computer and video conferences. And when I met them in person, it was very good for me. And I was there last week. I spent like the whole week there with them, like having meetings in person and working in person. It's very different, and I think it's very important to have this kind of presence, opportunity. And
yes, sure. Exactly.
I think it's another benefit, the travel thing, right?
Yes, especially for someone like you love to travel, so it's a really good benefit.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So I think that there are three benefits. So the culture and the language, and also these travel opportunities to meet your colleagues in person.
Exactly. And just being kind of connected to the world, right?
Yes.
Amazing. Thanks a lot, Tamirys. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Hannah.
All right. See ya.